Good afternoon, everyone. Next Generation Weather Forecaster Joe Shocker here at StormChaserJS.com. Looking at the month of June, my June forecast here. I'm looking at some of the guidance behind the madness of the forecast to see how I came out with this forecast that you'll see at the end. So, we start here with the NMME, the NMME 2-meter temperature forecast. This is from the latest run. From the climate model, you can see the month of June temperature-wise looks like this. A lot of warmth across the country with the coolest anomaly. Well, not cool, but less warm, I guess, but still warm would be over the southeast here in Florida, where it's rained a lot over the last couple of weeks. It looks like that would be a continuation. But the big story, I think, will be the heat in the southern plains, including the state of Texas, where it's going to get very, very warm. And it's going to stay very warm in this part of the country for at least the next few weeks for the foreseeable future in the month of June, given what I've seen from most of the European weeklies, which I didn't include on here because of proprietary issues, but overall you could see this model pointing out a lot of warmth relative to average for the month of June, and also warmth here in the northeast. Precipitation looks like this: dry. Where it is dry, obviously it will get warm, and you can see a lot more dry countrywide than wet, which would obviously be the green shading here. And you'd also see the tropics here dry as well, so not much tropical activity at all for the month of June. Now, here is the CFS. Now, there was something wrong with the monthly chunk, so I had to go week by week here. So here is the first 7 days. You can see the heat in Texas. The cool that's going to come in next week for us, east and southern New England, will be a storm coming through early next week with an onshore flow, keeping it cool for the beginning of the period, then warming up after that. And the cold that remains up in Canada as the Hudson Bay vortex will remain there, which signals warmth for the United States, pulls the warmth out of Mexico. But there's week 1. Week 2 looks like this. Again, there's the cool signal showing up in the southeast and Florida with the recent rains. Again, there's the widespread warmth across much of the lower 48. Week 3 looks like this. Days 15 to 21, the 15th of June to the 22nd of June. Again, you can see the widespread warmth, still the cool tongue here and over the southeast. Maybe some cooling back into the west as the European ensemble for this period that I just saw earlier, a few hours ago, does start to develop a mean trough out here. So maybe some cooler than normal conditions possible in this part of the country towards mid and late month. And then the final period looks like this again. You can still see the hangover of cool here in the south. Maybe it dries out towards the end of the month with some warm anomalies. But again, widespread warmth across much of the lower 48 for the month of June. That's again from the CFS V2 model. And the Canadian SIPs for the month of June looks like this. You see the greatest anomalies from average here over the central and southern plains. Again, Texas, again, big story, big heat down there. And precipitation looks like this. Widespread at or below normal precipitation across the lower 48. And why I think it's going to be warm here in the northeast is because no way you're going to be able to stick a trough with this kind of warm water sitting off the coast. I mean, the feedback, I mean, there's just so much of it. You can see the anomalies here, upwards of, I don't know, what's this, 1.5 degrees to this here, certainly. I mean, this is upwards of 5°C above normal out into here. You can see some 80-degree water starting to pull off here. So you can't get lower than normal heights over the warm water because the atmosphere doesn't work like that. This supports ridging. This, and again, you can see Florida here with the cool anomalies here supporting the rain, so you can see how that feedback works in the opposite way. And again, I didn't include it on here. Maybe I should have. The western Gulf of Mexico is warmer than normal, so that helps to feed the dry ground, and the cycle repeats there as well. So overall, pattern favors a lot of warmth across the lower 48 and New England. Now, here is my temperature forecast for New England for the month of June. 1 to 2°C above normal. So I like the way that this is going, and I think we have a pretty good forecast. Unlike the month of May, I was too cool by a few degrees. I think this will be a little bit better as May is still a transition month. I think I had 0 to 1°C, and I think we're ending up around 3°C. So again, May was warmer than I thought, but I think June will be a little bit more or less vulnerable regarding a seasonal forecast. That's it for now, and thank you for watching.